Hello. Hello, everyone. You guys are chatting away over there. I love it. Welcome and happy Saturday to all of you. So, Diane, you were like first on the whole thing because you're a wonderful moderator. And yeah, welcome in Susan from Melbourne, Australia, and uh, Kai from Oslo, Inner You. I saw James up there from Arizona, Cindy from Maine. I might have missed somebody. The thing has scrolled by. Anyway, welcome in all of you. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. I hope it continues to be a wonderful weekend for you. Hi, Donna. Yeah, thank you, Diane, for welcoming everyone in. And Mr. Taylor, hello. How is it in Lexington today? I think I shared with you, I was in Lexington when I was in my teens. I was born in Kentucky, technically, because I was born at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, which is a famous army base. But I was in Lexington a couple times when I was in my teens. So haven't been there since. Almost went to grad school there, but I didn't end up choosing it. So anyway, Philomena, welcome. Oh, it's rainy and windy, Mr. Taylor. Okay, it's beautiful here. So, it is actually still summer weather here. They've always called that traditionally Indian summer, when it's like it's the highs in the low 80s. It's amazing. But anyway, I think it's ending in about a week. So, hi, Susan. Again, Carol. Okay, anyway, so happy Saturday. Got some things for you today to discuss and gives you some motivation, hopefully. So, I did want to mention that I will have more details in the video on Wednesday about kind of where my whole hunt for a place to go is at. So I'm probably not going to get into it a lot in the live stream because honestly, I have never been this up in the air in my whole life about what to do. Like the only thing I know is I'm going somewhere. That's all I know. And I'm packing accordingly in the sense that I'm getting rid of stuff, know that I have to get rid of furniture and things like that. But I don't know. And I just glitched out there. Anyway, and I think part of it is just the uncertainty, and I'm not getting into politics on this channel, but I think the uncertainty in the next month is part of the issue. So, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to get into a discussion about it, but I think it's getting to me. The whole anxiety stuff is getting to me. So, anyway, I did a video for Wednesday that goes a little bit more into the whole thought process of that and just kind of relates it to things that I'm sure a lot of you have gone through as well. So, yeah. Anyway, welcome in Rhonda and Linda. Oh, yeah, Mr. Taylor, you guys got the after effects of the Hurricane Helena, right? Or Helena? Is it Helena or Helena? I don't know. I tend to call it Helena for some reason. I don't know why, but it's probably Helena. Anyway, yeah, that's really affected a lot of Tennessee and Kentucky. So yeah, I hope you're okay with that from that. And to everyone, if anyone else is watching from that area for some reason, uh, I hope you get through all this because I know I went through a hurricane when I was young and lived in Florida. So I do know a little bit about what that's like. It's really scary. Hi, Cherie. Thank you for saying happy Saturday to everyone too. I know it's happy day, whatever it is. It's like, you know what? Why not wish someone a happy day? That's kind of my feeling. Whether it's a Monday or a Friday or a Sunday, what doesn't matter? It's a day that ends in Y. So just wish somebody a happy of that. That's how I view it. So let's do our comment of the week. And it relates to, my video, which didn't get pushed out much by YouTube, of course. But my video on my sorting and that was like a real process putting that together. But anyway, somebody had a wonderful comment about that. And I don't think they're in the chat. And well, they're not yet. Oh, hi, Liddell from Texas. Welcome in. And Jennifer, welcome in. Lucinda. So, and Leisure057, welcome in. And, but anyway, this is from someone named Richard Berry. And it just was a really nice it was a really nice comment about how we should view things that we are getting rid of. I guess that's how I give it a synopsis. He said, "You inspired me to declutter a bookshelf today. I'd have removed about a quarter of the books for donations. Like you said in one of your other videos, removing unwanted stuff from your life makes me feel freer by reducing the load, both real and on my mind, that I have to carry with me through the rest of my life. The hardest items to part with are those from people who were in your life but now have passed. The final material artifacts of the people you cared for. However, those people we cared about are gone. When I pass, no one else will know the meanings I place on the stuff. So it's the memories and the legacy they give to me that count, not the physical objects." And I thought that was really well said. It's kind of a blunt truth in a way, because I did a whole video on this and like who will remember you when you're gone kind of thing. It's kind of related to that. But I don't view it as like morbid or negative or anything. It's just the fact of the way life is. And so when you put that into perspective, it helps you to realize that you hold the memories here, in your head and in your heart. And you don't always need an artifact to reinforce that, if that makes sense. So that I know makes it easier. That's how I kind of think of it. And it helps me when I get rid of stuff, which I do in phases, because, there are things I have hung on to, as you could see from my videos. But yeah, Cherie, it's the memories we have. Oh, enter you in Florida, no power, no AC or fridge. I know, that's got to be brutal. But anyway, yeah, I do. My hardest thing to get rid of, and I've shared this with you before, are the things I have emotional attachment to. So like I have a bin. It's a bin. It's not a huge bin. It's like a bin like this size. It's not huge. But it's love letters that I got from guys when I was younger, and when people used to still write letters and stuff. But anyway, I have a whole bin of those, and I just can't get rid of them. It's just a weird thing, because periodically I actually do like to go back and read them, and it makes me smile. Doesn't make me sad. It actually makes me smile. And sometimes when you're feeling down in life and you feel like you don't have anyone or that no one cares and things like that, it's good to remind yourself that people have cared about you. I think that to me is the most, and I'll probably do a video on that actually, because I think that's important. You should have something that maybe even small things that just trigger that remembrance in yourself that people have cared about you. No matter how unloved we feel at certain times in our lives, people have cared about you. Okay, Izzo 700. Diane, could you take care of that person, please, and get them eliminated? Thank you. We got one in the chat here. I can't do it on my screen, unfortunately. Oh, yes, I can actually. There we go. I did it. I got it. But anyway, I just happened to see that. Oh, okay, you did it. Okay. We both did it. So anyway, the thing is that, yeah, there's always people that will have cared about us. And in our low moments, I think, because people, many people who have commented on my videos have said this, that it's their own truth as well, is that the only thing that's really important, the most important thing in our lives, are the connections we have with others. It really is. That is the most important thing is the connections we have with others. And I know I have failed in that with some of my own family, as I've shared on my videos, and it's the biggest eh, eh, it's the biggest inner pain of my whole life, and I can't really change it at this point. I wish I could, of course, but I can still have connections with other people. And so to me, that just, means everything. So anyway. Okay. Yeah, well, that's true, Nick. The Beatles will still be famous in 1,000 years. Well, I don't know if thousand, but they'll still be famous for quite a long time. And that's the truth. Anyone that's really famous and is in like a history book or anything like that, of course, will be remembered. But the majority of people will not be remembered. I remember when I was studying history and actually even anthropology, we used to talk about the fact that, history is written by people that you'll never know their names. The majority of people that you'll never know who they were are really the people that, history is built on. And yet it's only the people that had power that we really hear about. So, anyway. Oh, Jules, let me see. Oh, okay, Donna. I assumed you knew exactly where you were going the way you were packing. No, what I do know is I have options. I have plan A, B, and C, probably even D. But because I'm a planner. But all I know for sure is that pretty much all my furniture is going, whether it's donated or sold, and it's not really valuable, my furniture stuff. So that doesn't matter to me at all. Nothing is really emotional about that. But my other stuff, there's stuff that I know that, like, if I go overseas, but I don't know if that'll be sooner or later, that I would want to take with me, but very few personal items because I really just don't have the room for that. But if I move to someplace else in the US, for instance, then yes, there's a certain amount that I can take with me that. So I'm kind of thinking on different levels as I do this and putting things into areas so that I know where that particular thing is, so that if I'm choose something, yeah, it's a whole thing. I've never had to do such a weird concept of a move before. Oh, wait, we have a good question here. Yeah, Brad, cola's coming soon. Yeah, all 2 point maybe 6% of it. Yeah, I know. Anyway, Becky asked, "What's the area you found you've saved the most money in?" I don't know how you mean that. Do you mean like saved the area and like not buying things, or saved it in just? I'm not sure. Just clarify what you mean by that, because I'm not really sure what you mean. I don't buy a lot of new things, except like now I'm having to buy a few things for the move kind of thing. So, but yeah, I don't buy things unless I know I have a need for it. Let's just put it that way. I know, June, everyone needs a base. I know this is the problem, and I'm not, if I go overseas in the sooner rather than later, I won't have a base. And that is very scary to me, because I I never really did have that. Well, I did have that when I lived out of my van. I did. I didn't have a base then, and that was scary. So I do see, I this isn't my first rodeo on this stuff, and it's a little scary. Anyway, okay, we got Izzo back in here. All right. I'm taking care of them. I don't know how they got back in, but somehow they did. Okay. I don't know if that took care of it. Oh no, we join. We don't want to get rid of we join. I'm sorry, we join. You got banned. Yeah, I might have done that by mistake. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to get you back in right now. I will figure that out at some point. Anyway, I did get rid of the other one, but they got back in somehow. So anyway, um, Thomas, you're getting married next week. Okay, well, good. I'm glad. Congratulations. Oh, okay. What I don't pay for as much as I did. Well, I don't have a car. So that's probably the thing that made the most difference in not having expenses. That could change here in the future, but I would say not having a vehicle is probably the thing that really helps save the most money. Oh gosh. They're just keep joining on another name and, come on, people. They just have a different account. They just keep coming in with a different account. So, anyway. Oh, okay. Thanks, Anne Maria. Okay. I got to do that on my phone though. I can't do it on the screen here, but yeah, I'll do it. We join. I'm sorry. I'll make sure it's done for next time. So, you don't you don't anyway. Yeah, this is weird. We don't usually have such a persistent troll in this comments today, and we only have one moderator, so it's like I'm trying to be on top of it myself. Stay tuned asks, do you ever have anxiety about the unknown, or are you able to let things roll off your back? Both. I am a real dichotomy. I have a lot of anxiety, especially right now. And I've told you in other videos, I've had anxiety all my life. I inherited it basically. Both sides of my family were very anxious people. So I have anxiety, but I also have tools to allow me to kind of let certain things not affect me. Like the small stuff doesn't get to me. Small things don't get to me. Big decisions do, big situations, things that I'm dealing with right now do affect me. But yeah, I don't, but that's a good question. Yeah. Thank you. June, in France, you can drive a small car from the age of 14 without a license. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Okay, we got to get your, oh my gosh. They're just going to keep coming up with a new channel or a new thing. And it's like, yeah, I'm on top of it, Diane. Oh, sorry. I just got, I think I might have mistakenly banned Brad now. I know. This is the first time, Anne Maria, we've had somebody this persistent. Normally, no, I'm not going to let them stay in there though, because then the comments stay in the chat. It's just disgusting. So no. But the thing is that I've never had anybody this persistent before. We've had a few trolls at times, but I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, interview with aging, the uncertainty grew, anxiety and creates more anxiety. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Jules. Yeah. But yeah, and I really have. I was playing music yesterday with a couple of my friends that we do this music, we just play over in the clubhouse, and we get a couple of residents that come in and no, don't, you have to ban them, Diane. But I do too. I'm trying the same thing. So anyway, but the thing is that we were playing music yesterday, and we were all kind of talking about just how just overall the anxiety is just higher right now. So oh, we got them again. Okay. Yeah, well, this is what 5 or 6 times now I've had to do that. So yeah. Uh Donna, I've always had inherited anxiety. And I feel like it gets a little worse as I'm getting older. Yeah, I think it does. I mean, if I were in a settled situation right now, I don't think my anxiety would be as bad. It's just because I'm literally on the precipice of one of the biggest changes I've made in my life. And, it's just, you know, it's just, it is what it is. The good news is it will be resolved at some point. In the next couple of months, it will be resolved and I'll have made a choice and I'll have gone forward and then I'll be fine about it. But yeah, it's like um leisure, you get one of those in your Comcast email. Yeah. All right. So anyway, the thing I wanted to talk about today is specifically, I was going to do like an inspirational reading about this, was on expectations, because it does relate to this whole thing too, about like when we're making decisions and choices for ourselves, there's a lot of expectation about it. In other words, sometimes we expect the best, sometimes we expect the worst, sometimes we expect somewhere in between. But we, especially those of us, now to the I'm speaking mostly to the Americans in the chat, that are here, is that we basically always expect, Americans in general, and I'm talking in a grand generalization here, Americans tend to expect everything to be rosy and happy and life is good and we got to make it good and we can't focus on the bad things. We have to, always focus on the good. And the reason I'm saying that is I was remembering as I was thinking about them. Well, I'm going in, Diane, and actually banning like hide user from channel, which I'm sure is what you do, but I'm catching it really fast as it comes in. So anyway, but the thing is that when I was back in graduate school for anthropology, we had a student that was a foreign exchange student in our program, and he was from France. And of course, I knew about France and stuff. Obviously, I mean, I spoke French at one time and was fluent, knew a lot about the culture, had been to France. And this young student, he was probably in his late 20s, maybe around 30 at the time. I was around 40 at the time. But one day we were taking a class in the anthropology of American culture, which was my absolute favorite class I ever had in school. Basically, in that class, we deconstructed American culture. And I've never been able to look at my own culture the same way since, because once you deconstruct it and, you basically deconstruct it, that it just, you can't look at it the same way anymore. So anyway, with this student one day in class, in this American culture anthropology class, he said, I don't understand you Americans. Of course, he spoke with a lovely French accent too, so as he said it, but he said, basically said that in France, and anybody of you that are from another culture or whatever, you can chime in on this, that in France, he said, we don't expect things to be wonderful. Like, we don't expect life to be always great and happy and like we're always going to have a good time. We expect to be miserable. And he said, so we go and we sit at a cafe and we drink wine and we talk to our friends and we all commiserate. And I said, that sounds great, actually. He said, but I've never understood it. He says, I've been in the United States for a while now. And basically, he goes, he basically said that, he didn't understand why we had this obsession with being happy. Like even the concept of Disneyland, like the happiest place on earth. Okay, no, it's probably not. Yeah, they do. Well, Edie, yes, Edie, you're French, but I love the fact that they can complain. I just think it's funny. It's great. It's real because life, I think the French also celebrate the happy moments too. It's like, it's not that they don't understand that or any other culture understand that. It's just that they don't expect this unreasonable happiness. And so that's where I was thinking about expectation. And so, sorry, I have an itch, nose itching. So the thing is I'm gonna have some green tea here. So anyway, it got me thinking about the idea of expectations, and that I think one of the disservices we do to our children when they're growing up is that they should expect all these good things in life. And I'm not saying it's not good to encourage them to, do good things in life and have dreams and hopes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we should also expect that there's going to be hard times, because for most people there are hard times. Absolutely. I know, Jim, there is a Disneyland in Paris. I find that ironic. I'm just Euro Disney. I just find it ironic, but whatever. Yes, yes, Edie, they don't smile as much as Americans. I know. And I'm okay with that. See, that's the thing, is I'm totally okay with that. I know I smile a lot on here because I'm in the lot, we're doing a live stream, and I'm, and the thing is that, but when I'm just walking around, I don't walk around just smiling all the time. They're actually, I have to, okay, so slight aside. There is this woman in town here, and she's a young woman. She's probably in her 30s, and she works at a fast food place. And she actually, my friend and I, when we sit at Starbucks, we've noticed this for a long time. She's very friendly, very nice person. I'm not dissing her at all, but she's always smiling, always. Even when she talks about something serious, she's got a smile on her face. And I'm thinking, okay, that's a little odd to me. I don't understand that. Like, if you're talking about something upsetting, why would you be smiling? But yeah, we smile a lot in the US, and sometimes it's a little too much. Yeah, Donna, well said. Thank you for that. Yeah, the perpetual happiness idea and sanctifying the past is ridiculous. I know. But anyway, let me do a little reading from this. Diane, you're definitely on alert right now to manage the thing here. Okay, so I am gonna. You know what, Diane? You asked for chocolate, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to make that happen. But anyway. Oh, that's a good question, Bear Paws. Which country in Europe would you say is the friendliest? Why don't you guys weigh in on that? He's asking a good, or she's asking a good question for the day here. What country in Europe would you say is the friendliest? And you guys weigh in on that while I do this little reading. So this is about expectations. It said, perhaps we would do our children a service if we changed the typical fairy tale ending to, and they lived happily after great suffering. Perhaps that is the message that many writers share. If our expectations included loss, we would handle our lives better and fear our losses less. Perhaps we would come to understand that when we move through our losses, they wrench open our hearts and expand our minds. While we would be fools to seek out sorrow, the unavoidable suffering that is an integral part of life's fabric is not something to view as a cross that we bear alone. It just simply is. And as such, it is one of life's great teachers, presenting us with opportunities to expand our souls and deepen our understanding and compassion. I think that's really wonderful. This comes from this wonderful book called Writing to Heal the Soul by Susan Zimmerman. And I may have read from this before. It's one of the ones I used to always use for grief when I used to do grief groups. So anyway. I got that one fast. Anyway, okay, so Edie's saying Italy, Spain, and Southern European countries. And Donna says any of the Scandinavian countries. Mr. Taylor ordered See's candy last week. I know. I'm sorry. Should I be sorry about that, Mr. Taylor? I'm sorry. Italy. Yeah, well, I'm Italian by heritage. I'm almost 50% Italian. So, and I can tell you though that my Italian relatives, let's put it this way, they were not always happy, but they always knew how to like get the most out of life. That's what I remember about it. They really enjoyed the little things in life. Oh, Enter you have the book? Yeah, it's such a great book. I really recommend this. And butterscotch cream, I know. Leisure, the butterscotch cream is wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, today is yeah, we do. I was gonna say we need another moderator if anybody wants to volunteer. Because without Istanbul, poor Diane. I mean, I'm having to do it myself because I know that it's just too much today. Hopefully it will not be like this in future, but the thing is that yeah, if anybody would like to, you will interview. Okay, let me put you in as a moderator. Thank you very much for volunteering. That way Diane does not feel so alone. And okay, I put you in as a moderator interview. Okay. And like I said, if you need help with knowing, you basically want to do the hide user and ban from the channel kind of thing. That way they can't come in. Help with no. Like I said, oh wow. Sorry, I had my phone on. Yeah, so you should be on their interview. It should come up. You should get a wrench soon. Get a wrench soon. Although my chat seems to be frozen right now. The controls, I don't know on your end. I think it's off just to the side and there's like dots and that you can click on that. And then you want to look for the one that says the ban user and hide their comments from the channel, basically, or remove from the channel. I missed a couple things. Somebody was talking about Italy there, and I know, I know, I know, Betty. I hear you. It's it's sick. It could just be sometimes they're bots that do this. It's like a bot thing. It's like a program. So yeah, the problem, Anne Maria, is this person is coming up with a new channel thing, like a new number for their thing. Like they could go into infinity on the numbers. And so they just keep coming up with a new thing. So um oh yeah, Bear Paws, thanks for sharing that with Inner. I think I've not worked before I had my own channel. I never was a moderator on someone else's channel, but I do know there should be a thing where you can once you get a wrench, you should be able to click on something on the right and it will have a pull down menu and then you can put people in timeout, which I don't see we don't have that issue on here. Oh, thank you, Lavender Chic. Thank you. But again, there's so many, channels. So there you go, Diane. Thanks for explaining that to Enter You. Yeah, Donna, I'm also Sicilian. So I do my family, both my grandmother and grandfather came from Sicily. So yeah, that's where I'm from. Oh, see, there we go again. I'm trying to take care of them as I see them. So because I know it's hard on you guys. Um, Anyway, but they just keep coming. I've never seen anything like this. It's kind of weird. But yeah, and I'm going to report them too as soon as the live stream's over. So no, I can't get an Italian passport, Jim. I wish I looked into that about 20 years ago. The problem is my grandparents both came from Italy, but the only way you can get it from a grandparent is that they still had to have their Italian citizenship when my father was born, and they both had become American citizens before my father was born. So because of that, my father was born in the United States, I can't get Italian citizenship. Yeah, and it sucks. I really wanted to. I thought it would have been a good dual citizenship to have, but anyway. I did not. Yeah. So, yeah, you have, and I knew that because I had my grandmother's naturalization certificate, and it was from 3 or 4 years before my father was born. And then my grandfather became, a lot of people don't know this, but back in World War One, there were so many. Yeah, I know, Edie. I actually look Russian too. I've had people say I look Slavic. But no, I had my DNA done. I'm definitely Italian. But what was I saying about I lost my train. Oh, a lot of people don't know this, but back in World War One, they had so many immigrants that came over from other countries, and they were trying to encourage them to join the military because we didn't know how long, America was going to be in the war, which we were only in less than a year. But they gave everyone who signed up to be in the military, I guess once you served your time, you basically became an automatic American citizen. That was in 1918. And I have the original certificate of my grandfather's naturalization, which was literally like he didn't have to jump through any hoops other than he was in the military for like, I think at least 6 months, something like that. So time for more green tea. Thank you, Inner You. Thank you for being on that too. I know it takes a village today. It just takes a whole village. Yeah. So I know I don't look what you were saying before, Edie. I don't look Italian at all. I do not look Italian at all. So it's just I think because I am a cross between my dad, who was, his parents were all Italian, but um he believe it or not, they were not really dark skinned, even though they were from Sicily. They were not really dark skinned Italians. My grandmother was very fair, I have skin very much like my grandmother, and her hair was kind of like a lighter brown. So they weren't like what you would typically think of as Sicilians. And I think that's because they had a lot of other ancestry. My grandmother's ancestors originally came from Spain, actually. And so, there was a lot of different, mix in there. Yeah, 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 that's right. It is, Donna, only through your grandfather too, which also, again, like my grandfather became a citizen in 1918. My dad was born in 1928. So, yeah, kind of very. Yeah, Northern Italians, Jim, do look they're more fair. I actually look more probably like a Northern Italian than I do like a Sicilian. Yeah, Edie, I know the Russian. I actually had this dentist one time. Random fact. I was getting dental work in Algodones, Mexico. And the dentist that was working on me, he goes, "You're very Slavic." He said, "You have Slavic features and bone structure." He said, "You must be like from a Slavic country." And I said, at the time, I hadn't had my DNA done. And I said, "Well, I don't know. I don't think so, but who knows?" And he was sure that I was. And when I went to Russia back in 1976, when it used to be the Soviet Union, I was there on a study tour. And oh, okay. Yeah, we may have to do that for a little while. Interview is set to subscribers only. Yeah, I think I'll do that because this is kind of crazy when you have this kind of thing happening. Um, oh, hi, Joseph. Best wishes to you too. We have lot, yeah. Yes, Mr. Taylor, I do. I'm not a person who loves to cook, but I do love lasagna and some other Italian dishes, and I do know how to make them because my grandmother taught me. So yeah, and that is my favorite. I think that's my favorite ethnic food in general is Italian food. I like the whole Mediterranean diet in general. I really like. I like a lot of the foods in that, but I do like. Yeah, I love Italian food. So anyway, but back to the whole idea of expectations. So I think it's a reminder to me that it is good sometimes. I'm a person that likes to sometimes go into situations with low expectations because then I'm always pleasantly surprised. you know, I like to feel good on the other end of it rather than being disappointed. And so to me, it's like I usually have reasonable expectations of things and sometimes low expectations of things. And then I go, wow, that was so much better than I expected it to be. So I don't know how you guys are about that, but anyway. Hi, Diane. Yeah, I just got rid of another one. I don't, yeah, I'm gonna have to change the settings. I don't think I can do it till after this live stream is over though, to basically make sure it's just subscribers. And oh, I do have an announcement to make that I am doing again, I'm going to be offering additional content for my channel through Patreon and for just I'm just doing like one tier amount, like really low. And but you're going to get two additional videos a week, no, a week, a month, two additional videos a month, plus potentially a Patreon members only live stream. So basically that's and I'll look for the announcement on my community tab. I'll tell you it'll come out this week, but I just want to do oh geez. Now we got another one. Okay. Anyway, well, yes, John, we are canceling them fast. But it's really distracting today. I'm sorry guys. I really am. Um Donna says in older age I have no expectations. Yeah. I know. So, yeah, live on less and less. For me, it just makes sense to have less. That's the easiest part of what I'm doing right now is actually getting rid of stuff. That's not hard for me, but it's the hard thing is knowing that I could be literally taking a leap without a net, as they say. In other words, not having a home base. That is the hardest part for me. And there's just no way to do this. Oh yeah, Edie, I'm going to continue the channel no matter where I am. If I end up in Antarctica with the penguins, I'd still do a channel and then the penguins would be my sidekicks. But as I slowly freeze to death. No, it's going to be all part of the channel. And I will still, I mean, the whole purpose of this is to also provide motivation and support and all of that. So it's never going to be just a vlog channel. It's not going to do that. So oh, is that it? Is that I'm seeing the comments before you guys do? Okay. So I'm catching it pretty fast. Oh, don't be discouraged, Diane. Don't worry. It'll be better next week. I will make sure it's just subscribers only in the chat next week because this is, we just can't have this. Yeah, I know. Scenery from Antarctica. I I think you, Casey, you mean where am I going? Don't know yet. Don't know yet. Flying off a cliff somewhere. Don't know. Got a smile on my face like an idiot American. And but there will be a decision made in the next 1 to 2 months of exactly what is happening. And as soon as I have it in stone, I will tell you guys what's going on. Oh, that's good. Stay tuned. I'm glad you're working on minimizing. Oh, thank you, Joseph, for watching. Yeah, the older I get, simpler I want life to be too, Jan. I know exactly what you mean. I like a simple life. I really do. I don't like a lot of complications. I don't like the drama. I've talked about that. Somebody actually did a wonderful comment just this morning. I'm not making it my official comment of the week, but somebody did a wonderful comment about what it's like at like these 55 plus senior apartments, and it was like really like it was like really trashing it, basically saying it's just horrible because there's so many people in these communities that drink all the time, and they all they do is gossip, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. I think the way it used to be, when grandparents would often live with their family as they got older. Of course, people overall didn't live as long as they do today. But, you need other generations. You need to live as you get older. You need to be around other generations. I really think that's important. It helps keep you young. It helps give you perspective, and it helps you kind of find a way to give back, I think, to people. Yeah, leisure. It is definitely like I did a video on it on mean girls in the old people's residences. And yeah, it's really weird. I mean, I have learned not to um I have really just learned not to buy into it, and I only do very small talk with people, and that's it around here. I have just learned the hard way that you just don't. I do have a couple of friends here, but again, I don't necessarily talk to them about everything. So, um and they're not like besties. My best friend lives up in Oregon, and that's the person I talk to about everything. So, um oh, Joseph, you're going to be 50 in November. Happy pre-birthday. Yes, Francis, senior bullying is real. It is real. Yeah. I don't have it. Like, for some reason, I've never been a person that got bullied in my life, really. So it's not really that I feel bullied at all. I just don't like the drama and the negativity of it. And it's just kind of, it's just not healthy, just not healthy. And so I don't want to live with that. I don't want that to be around. So I know, stay tuned. I think I've shared before on here that I used to love it when I was teaching at the community college because I was always around young people, and it really makes a difference. You really get a different perspective on people, and I don't know, I just really love that. I really do. I like, everyone has value no matter what generation they're in. And you learn a lot from young people. There's an old saying, out of the mouths of babes, like basically children, teenagers, 20-year-olds. Like, I don't discount any age group because I think we all have something to learn from each other. And so, yeah. Noreen, yeah, see, read Noreen's comment there. Yeah. They just sit around gossip. Because what else? I mean, they've created this reality for themselves where they don't really have anything productive to do. So they're just going to gossip. I'll give you an example. Remember, you guys, I rented a car a couple of weeks ago and went out of town because I was trying to find like a place to live. Okay. So I had this rental car, which was a really nice, like mini SUV, and really, fairly new, whatever. I literally had it out there for a little while, and because I was going to return, I was returning it. I had it for 2 days, and most of the time I was in the other town. But when I came back, I had it parked overnight, and then I used it in the morning. And the thing is, it got around the whole property that I had bought a new car. And I'm like, and they said somebody said, "Oh, I love your car. Like that's really cool. How'd you get a car?" I said, "It's not my car. I rented it." Like so I mean that's just a small taste of what it's like. They had to share it with everybody. This made up story that I bought a new car before they even found out what the truth was. So, anyway. Yeah, it's about boundaries, Jan, for sure. Yeah. And Zine or Zene, Zine, that's true. We need to be around in touch with young people. I know, Donna. I mean, that's what I mean. That's just a great example of what happens here. So if anybody sees you do anything out of the ordinary, it all of a sudden becomes a big production. Like it's just so I mean, honestly, I've never lived in a place that did this before. I really because I used to live in normal apartments and people just don't even pay attention to their neighbors. And frankly, I kind of like that. Like, don't pay attention to me. Just let me do my thing and you do your thing and we'll all get along. So, oh, that's great, Mr. Taylor. Are they students at the university there in Lexington? I know it's really great to be around young people and just get their perspective on the world too. Um, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to that. And when I get out of this place, just- when I get out of this purgatory, I'm hoping that wherever I land, I will meet people of different ages. So, oh yeah, Rhonda, that's true too. Yeah, yeah, what you're saying there. Absolutely. People make up the most amazing stuff when they don't know anything of what's going on of anything. I know. It's just crazy. All right. So I'm going to ask one last question here for the day. Um and that is for all of you because I know we have an international group here. So uh if you could have been born and raised in any other place in the world, any other country in the world, what would you choose? What would you have chosen? And if you want to say why, I had to think about this actually. Um, when I was young, I would have said the UK because I was like an English history nut and I know so much about English history. And I thought I would love to be over there and have walked in the footsteps of all these famous, people that have been in England and Scotland and Ireland, actually, which is not the UK except the northern part. But anyway, I would have said that. But you know what? I was really thinking about it. And I'm going to go more exotic than that and say I would love to have like grown up in New Zealand, actually. Because to me, it's such a beautiful place. I know we had, well, I don't know if we have anybody in the chat from New Zealand today, but yeah, if you could have been born and raised in any other place in the world, what would you choose? So, well, Edie, you chose the US. Yeah, you came from France and you chose California. Let's see, Australian, June says Australian and New Zealander. Yeah, Italy. Yeah, somebody shows Italy, Scandinavian or the UK. Carol says England. James says US. Casey Adirondacks, New York. Switzerland, Canada. I know they still have a sense of humor. Natalie, Switzerland. Earthquakes. Do you mean New Zealand? Yeah, I know. They get bad ones. Uh, Bahamas. Betty says Alaska or Portugal. Yeah, Belgium. Wild Horses says Switzerland. Oh, Jules. You must love it there. Good for you. I know that a lot of good comedians do come from Canada, Jim. Chocolates. France. Susie says France. Wilfred says Nepal. Maybe Greece or Italy. Ireland. You guys have a lot of answers. Okay. That's great. Yeah, I don't know, it's just interesting to me because it kind of speaks to, like, where do you think you really have an affinity for in the world, you know? Um, well, England isn't Elaine, I know. England's changed though, hasn't it? I mean, I think of how the it used to be, around World War II, maybe even the 50s, the 60s. It was very different then. So I think of it like how it used to be. But yeah, I've heard really like a lot of people in the UK now, they go, you wouldn't want to be here now. So Elise says Mexico. Ron doesn't need four. I know. I kind of need four seasons too. I don't like too hot all the time, and I don't like so cold that I can't stand that either. I like having seasons. I know, Jan. I hear different things from different people. I mean, I still want to go and visit there, and that's still on my plan. I don't think I'm going to live there. It's too expensive for housing and stuff. But yeah, I think I would. Um, I just think of it's just the history of England is just so fascinating to me. So, if any of you know a lot about English history, there was this really funny book that was put out, I think in the 60s or 70s. It was called 1066 and all that. It's kind of like a fake history of England, and it's funny. If anybody has read 1066 and all that, let me know in the chat. But it was funny. Yeah, I still have a copy of it actually. Yeah, Switzerland is beautiful, but you gotta have money to go there. Even to live there and be a resident there, you gotta have a lot of money, so I'm hoping to at least visit Switzerland, when I'm overseas. Alright, so, any other questions, last minute questions you guys have of me? It was a weird we had some weirdness during the thing today, but overall, we came through it. Oh, gotta have more tea. So yeah, I actually knew somebody that went to Switzerland, when I guess about 10 years ago, just Switzerland, dedicated trip to Switzerland for about a month and saw pretty much everything she wanted to see, and she said, "Oh, it was like the most wonderful place." So, anyway, Austria. Oh, your dad was born in Austria, Jan. I was in Austria as a child. My dad, we were stationed in Bavaria in southern Germany, and so we used to go into Austria all the time. And I actually have some memories of like Austria is so beautiful. And actually, it's not unless you go to Vienna, which has a lot of tourists in Vienna. But the other areas of Austria are not like as heavily touristed as some places in Europe. So it's a great place to go, and I've heard not as expensive as some places in Germany, like tourist areas in Germany and stuff. So anyway. I did read A Year in Provence, KC. I have read that. Christopher. Oh, Anne Maria, you'll see. No, the short answer. Thank you for asking the question. So I'll give you a short answer. But watch for the video Wednesday. It explains more about it. It did not work out with that particular apartment that I saw, which is why I'm kind of back in the reconfiguring what I'm doing because they wouldn't accept. The short answer is the apartment didn't have a way to verify with their system they had my income from YouTube. They wouldn't accept my bank statements, which I think odd, but that was their policy. It's understandable, I guess. And so I could technically apply there in January once I get a 1099 and show that I have income. I could probably apply then, but I think I'm already going to have to do something else by then. So, anyway. Yeah, Mr. Taylor, I've been doing that all my life, though. I've been going places all my life I never knew anyone at the place. So that's to me like normal. That's just very normal. To my experience in life is you always meet people wherever you go. You always meet people. And, it's really just being able to be that's something I don't get anxious about. As much as I have anxiety, I don't have like stranger anxiety, like when you're meeting new people or you're going to a new place. I never have anxiety about that. Like, I think because I was raised like that. All we did was move around when I was a child. So for me, it's very normal. Oh, thanks, Edie. Provence. Yeah. I've been doing my Duolingo français. So I'm getting there. Uh-huh. Yeah, Anne Maria. Well, I'll keep you guys tuned in. This is like a cliffhanger every week. We don't know where else and where in the world. What's that? Where's Waldo? It's like where's Elder Gal? Where's Allison going to be next time? So oh, John, yeah, give a big round of applause, especially for a Diane who was really like, you know, put a lot of stress on her today. And enter you for jumping to the and being a moderator. I really appreciate both of them. And they did a great job. Yeah, I don't know. Enter you. We have good thoughts about that, but I don't see myself making that much. But as long as I have enough to go and do my little modest dreams, that's all I care about. So, yeah, I think the learning, Noreen, about learning a new language, it's like for me, the French thing is easy because I used to be fluent and I knew it pretty well at one time. And so I'm just kind of relearning. And that's not hard to do that. To learn an entirely new language right now at my age, I think would be difficult, like a brand new, nothing. That is a little bit daunting. The fortunate thing is that in most countries in the world, they do speak English. And so it's not as hard as it was 30, 40 years ago to go somewhere new. So thank you, Diane. You really do deserve some chocolate after today. Oh, I wish I could give you some through the screen, Diane. I do have a piece of Lindt chocolate here. Here, I'm virtually handing it over. Thank you. So, yeah, thank you to all of you. Well, thank you for being patient in the whole chat today. And so, oh, horse therapy? Oh, Mary, that sounds interesting. I know it always is good to get a glimpse into everybody else's life. Well, Jan, yeah, the only time, when you're fluent, I don't know about how many of you are fluent in another language. I know several of you are, but um, the thing is that you're fluent when you start dreaming in the language. It's really interesting. Uh-oh, anyway, I think we'll end that today. Yeah, that's a red flag, Diane. Exactly. Again, thank you guys so much, Enter you and Diane. Thank you. Hopefully, we'll have Istanbul back at some point in time. I'm hoping she's doing well. And Jim, you speak several languages. Tell us what languages you speak. My dad was the linguist in our family. He spoke about 4 languages. And of course, one of those Russian he was taught when he was in the military because he was in special forces. But he spoke Italian, he spoke English, he spoke German, and then he learned Russian. So I think he had 4 languages. I don't think he knew Spanish or French, but he could kind of get by in Spanish because of the Italian. Italian and Spanish are very close, overlap in some ways. So anyway. Oh, I know. Well, I'm gonna have to do that. The chat window for just me and the mods? Okay, I gotta learn more, guys. I gotta learn more before next time. Oh, yes, have a wonderful week, Edie. Thank you. Au revoir. Oh my gosh, Donna's grandpa spoke 7 languages. Okay. I know Duolingo. I know, I'm a big fan. Oh, Opus. Yeah. I hope that's, yeah, humor. No. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, have a wonderful week, all of you. And we'll be back here next Saturday. Make sure you watch my video Wednesday. It's going to explain more about what my current situation is. And until next time, be well, be kind, keep moving forward, and take care. And sorry. Uh, there we go. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. As Mr. Taylor said, have a great week. Have a great weekend. I wish you all, if you're in a hurricane affected zone, I hope you guys get through it okay. And yeah, best wishes to all of you all around the world. And we'll see you next Saturday. And take care. Bye.